Hello my friends, my name is Tim Johnson. In this video today I'm going to share what I believe are some essentials to getting sober, staying sober, and indeed will strengthen your sobriety if you practice them regularly. If you've followed this channel over the past few years, you'll know that there's been, for me it's not all been plain sailing, there's been a couple of blips along the way which I've documented on the channel. And please have a look, subscribe, share the videos, like the videos. It just means that they reach more people that perhaps need some help. And that's the main purpose of this channel. So yeah, I documented these blips along the way, and I believe truly that if I'd been following these principles and these essentials that I'm going to share with you today, they perhaps would never have happened. And thank God they were only short, and it was because I sought help straight away and I got back onto the horse, if you like, and started practicing these things again. It's not the be-all. These essentials are not the be-all and end-all of sobriety, as you'll know. They're just, I believe, must somewhere form part of what you do to form your sobriety and strengthen it. I'm going to tell you a little fable I heard very recently, which is quite pertinent for this video. And it's about a tribe that lived in the jungle and used to capture monkeys to eat. And to do this, they invented quite an ingenious system, which was sort of a giant vase, which was very narrow at the top. And at the bottom of this vase, they put food which would attract the monkeys. And at night, the monkeys came and would reach into this vase, grab hold of the food, then find they couldn't pull their hand out because it was in a fist. And if they'd have just let go of the food, it would have saved their life. And that's the fable, isn't it? Letting go can save your life. And it's very difficult to do sometimes. As for the monkey, it was impossible to do because he wanted the food. And I think we're very much like that, because there's things that we clasp onto, even when we try to get sober and stay sober, that we need to let go of. And those things can be extremely difficult to let go of. And I found this, I'm no different to anyone else, and everyone I ever speak to has found it extremely difficult to let go of certain things in their life. And that might mean letting go of patterns of thinking, which is extremely difficult to do in addiction or when you come out of addiction. Letting go of friends, people, places, things, letting go of stuff that doesn't serve you well anymore, basically. But perhaps the hardest thing of all is letting go of control. And that's something I've only very, very recently tried to achieve and think I am achieving now. It's very difficult to do that as someone like myself who's always tried, and most addicts are the same actually. Most addicts will try and control stuff around them, and especially stuff that doesn't serve them, and get very frustrated and angry when they're not able to control it, and very demoralized and upset with themselves and disheartened, and that can lead us straight back into addiction again. Letting go of control is massive. And how you do that, whether you attend AA meetings and, do what they say, find a higher power and let go to that higher power, that's up to you. That's your choice. There are many, many other ways of letting go. Changing your patterns of thinking. Because we can, although it's very difficult sometimes because with outside influences, but we are able to control our thoughts and thus our actions eventually, once we move away from those negative patterns. So that's the first thing, letting go. And to do that, to let go, there are 5 things I'm going to share with you. And they're things I've learned along the way. And some of them are from the great Dr. Wayne Dyer, and their practices that I've been following for, the past years. And again, sometimes, we're all human. And I stress this, You know, I look around at when I talk to other alcoholics and other addicts, people in addiction. You know, none of us are perfect. You know, I think sometimes people certainly knew when they come to meetings or they go to groups or when they first get sober, they think, you know, they have to achieve this perfection straight away, you know, that it comes overnight, but it doesn't. And even now, you know, I like to describe myself as perfectly imperfect. We're all imperfect. We all have our imperfections, and that's what makes us beautiful. Those imperfections are what we should embrace, you know, because we're human beings and can never reach perfection. And if we strive to do that, then that will make us sick. You know, a part of their getting sober and staying sober is learning to accept yourself, to accept your imperfections, and to accept that you're imperfect, and to begin to love those imperfections, if you like, love those things about yourself that make you unique and make you into a human being. None of that happens overnight, let me tell you. As someone that when I first tried to get sober, I couldn't even look at myself in a mirror. I couldn't look into my eyes in a mirror without disgust or shame or hate, if you like. Lots of negative emotions, you know, and I didn't have the confidence to look in a mirror or even approach people. I used to walk round the street with my head down to the ground, and now I walk with it up in the air, with a dignity and a self-respect and a freedom that only comes with sobriety, you know. So that takes time, it takes work, you know, and it's not something that happens overnight. So these little things I want to share with you, little tips, some you may have heard before, but every single one of them is worth repeating again. And the first one is what a famous Wayne Dyer saying is, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And that's linked to letting go of old ideas and old thought patterns, looking at things in a different way, you know, looking at yourself in a different way, you know, seeing imperfection, accepting yourself, seeing those things in other people, and seeing the world in a different way instead of looking at it with a glass half full attitude. Glass half empty attitude. Look at it with a glass half full attitude. You know, again, these things don't happen overnight, but magically, if you look at things, you'll find a positive in everything, even something you consider to be negative or bad for you, or you'll find a positive in it and something you can learn from, you know. And that's the thing, everything's a lesson. The second thing is, there are no, and I repeat, no justified resentments. That's something that it doesn't just come from AA. It's a fact throughout. One of the things that drives 99% of addicts back into addiction again, alcoholics in particular, is resentment and anger. You have to understand that there are no justified resentments. If a snake bites you, it's not the bite that kills you. It's the poison that flows around your body that may take hours or days to kill you, weeks. And that's the same with resentments. You know, it's like, you know, that holding that anger with another person, you think that even that person that owes you money or has said something about you that you heard through a third party, you know, it's like I said in the last video, you know, it's like taking poison and expecting the other person to die. You know, it just doesn't work like that. So there are no justified resentments, and that's part of letting go as well. You have to realise that other people's stuff is none of your business. It's none of your business what other people do. That's the first thing. The second thing is, again, what they say about you is none of your business. You just have to let it go and realise that the stuff they're doing and saying or the way they're acting is their own stuff. Bad, good or bad, you know, it's their own stuff. It's not your concern. There's nothing you can do about it. Let go. And don't harbour grudges, resentments, anger, because it will drive you back into addiction. There's no doubt about that. And that goes not just for people, it goes for things, and you can't control things, or places, getting angry doesn't serve you, and it doesn't make the situation any easier or better. It just makes it more difficult to handle or cope with. The third thing is what you think you become. And that's fact. It's you attract positivity around you if you think positively. And again, it's really difficult to do that. If you walk around smiling and smile at people, you attract smiles back. And it makes you feel better. What you think you become, that person, that confidence starts to ooze through you, the endorphins, the feeling good. It's difficult to do, but try and practice it, and understand that if you think bad thoughts and if you think negatively or look at the worst in every situation, you'll become that depression, that feeling of downness, that feeling of can't cope, less than, all of these things. If you think you're less than, you will become less than. So you need to learn to turn that around, and that comes later in as you get stronger in sobriety. It won't happen overnight. As soon as you get sober, you can't do all these things. You can begin to practice them in small steps and start to understand them and how they'll serve you, but don't try and jump on all this at once. You just won't. But the letting go part, for getting sober, does apply straight away. The fourth thing is be open to everything and attached to nothing. The thing is with getting sober, there's many different ways of doing it and a lot of different help out there, whether it's AA, NACA, Smart Recovery, groups online, friends, family, just people you meet, books, self-help books, information online, I can go on and on and on. Diet, exercise, nutrition, supplementation. The thing is, be open to everything, be open-minded. Be open-minded to stuff like meditation and higher power and all that sort of stuff as well. Don't immediately close your mind to everything, because you may find that is the thing that really helps you. If you suddenly poo-poo an idea just because someone else has, or there's negative comments about it, or you hear things about it, until you find out about it yourself and experience it firsthand, never discard it. Be open to everything in life, because there's miracles going on all around you all the time. We just don't see them and don't understand them half the time. We're only just discovering quantum physics. I don't even want to get into that because it'll send me crazy. But be open to everything. Be attached to nothing, especially things, because things won't serve you. Everything comes from inside of you. Joy comes from within us, not outside of us. And things don't serve you. The material world doesn't serve you. So don't get attached to anything like that. And that includes being attached to people as well in negative relationships and all of that. That includes that. If it's not serving you, you have to lose it from your life to get sober and stay sober. The final one is don't die with your music still inside of you. And what I mean by that is that we all have unique abilities and talents, and we all need to find purpose in our lives, because purpose is what drives us forward and brings us peace and happiness. Without purpose, you lose hope sometimes. Everyone needs something to live for and to go towards, purpose. Everyone has unique talents. Yours are totally different to mine. It might be writing, it might be, it might be making videos, it might be painting, it might be traveling and writing about it. Whatever those unique abilities, it might be sports, it might be stuff you've never tried, been dying to try all your life, but are too afraid, maybe because of addiction, maybe because of other reasons, but you can't overcome that fear of trying it. And then the tragedy is you die with that music inside of you that you should be sharing with the world, if you like. Certainly sharing with that circle that's around you. And that will give you great fulfillment and great purpose. I like to write. You know, I don't expect anything to come of the writing, but it brings me joy to do it and peace to do it. And I do, you know, I do have a flair for writing, you know, I feel. And I've only just started to do that. So hopefully that'll, you know, I'm not going to die with my music inside me. I like to try new things and keep open-minded. I hope that's all been of some use to you. I mean, the main message in all of that is to let go. And let go of old patterns, habits, people, places, things, ways of thinking, you know, and control. That's the big thing. And if you can, you know, and it won't happen overnight. And realize you are a miracle. You are beautiful. You are perfectly imperfect. And, you know, once you realize that and can look at your eyes in the mirror and smile at yourself and think, yeah, you know, I'm all right. And that comes with giving service to other people as well. You know, the more service you give to other people, which is step 12 in AA, giving back to other people, other addicts, alcoholics, then the happier and more fulfilled you will feel. And that, you know, even without any of that, just helping people in life will bring you great fulfillment. Just a smile sometimes will make someone's day and make someone's world brighter. Anyway, Carpe Diem, much love to you all. Thanks for listening. Please subscribe, like and share the videos. Thank you. Bye-bye.